God shined on the spring sports, which is supposed to be fall sports, over the weekend. The rain has wiped away the snow. They could actually start practicing because they're going to go back to sports, pandemic and all. Start practicing soccer starting today and football in New York.
And Brian, the church, everyone is welcome. You're always welcome to join our Bible study.
But not to host your Bible.
You can do it.
Are you going very bad?
I have adjusted my microphone and now, yep, it's working again.
Hear ya.
Anyway, if you missed the president yesterday, we carried it from start to finish right here on Fox News Channel yesterday. We were the only major cable company to do that. He did answer the question, would he start the Patriot Party, which we pretty much heard immediately after, it was very clear that he had not won the presidency. He made it clear yesterday, not going to do it. Going to bring the Republicans together. Here's the former president.
Do you miss me yet? Do you miss me? I stand before you today to declare that the incredible journey we've begun together, we went through a journey like nobody else. There's never been a journey like it. There's never been a journey so successful. We began it together 4 years ago, and it is far from being over. We're not starting new parties. They kept saying, he's going to start a brand new party. We have the Republican Party. It's going to unite and be stronger than ever before. I am not starting a new party. That was fake news. Already the Biden administration has proven that they are anti-jobs, anti-family, anti-borders, anti-energy, anti-women, and anti-science. In just one short month, we have gone from America first to America last. There's no better example than the new and horrible crisis on our southern border. When I left office just 6 weeks ago, we had created the most secure border in U.S. history. It's been incredible, and little sections of it to complete. They don't want to complete it, but it's had an impact that nobody would have even believed. It's amazing considering that the Democrats' #1 priority was to make sure that the wall would never, ever get built, would never, ever happen, would never get financed. We got it financed. We ended catch and release, ended asylum fraud, and brought illegal crossings to historic lows.
All right, let's bring in Pete Hegseth, Fox and Friends Weekend co-host and our friend. Hey, Pete.
Hey, good morning, Ainsley. Please let Brian Kilmeade host your Bible study. I would say so much fun.
Yeah, then we get Fox Nation. Really, people start really subscribing.
That would be unbelievable. So count me in on that. But guys, I'm in 30 feet from the ballroom. I was in there last night. There's absolutely no doubt that this is the party still of former President Donald Trump. Call it CPAC, call it TPAC. He brought the House down last night, and he didn't do it with any curveballs. I mean, this was a fastball pitch right down the middle on the basics, indicting the Biden administration, talking about the victories of his administration, consolidating the America First policy and why people look to him, and he will be the either deal maker or the kingmaker or the king when it comes to 2022, 2024. Brian, you're right. He didn't look backwards. He did name some names, but in a matter-of-fact way to say, hey, if you're not with the America First agenda, we're coming after you, and we're going to win majorities in 2022. And somebody, maybe me, will be your candidate and win in 2024. It energized people here who were ready to be energized. This is a more unified conservative movement than I anticipated seeing, a more enthusiastic one. And the speech last night was certainly a capstone for that.
Because you know what MSNBC and CNN and all the other networks want? They wanted to have the notion of a civil war in the Republican Party. I know Rick Scott had a great line. He says, the Civil War is canceled on the Republican side because we know what's going on with the cancel culture. A big theme yesterday. So the straw poll was done, and President Trump was expected to be on top. Karl Rove is one of the people who thought the president should be higher here. Would you like to see the Donald Trump run for president again in 2024? 68% said yes. No, 15%. Unsure, 17%. So do you think the president was pleased with that number?
I think so. I mean, you add the unsure, which is, hey, let's see what happens over the next couple of years, and you've got an 85% approval rating for being the nominee in 2024. That's a darn good number. The overall approval rating for his presidency from CPAC attendees, I believe, was 95%. Those are numbers any politician would want. And you see that Mike Pompeo had the second most amount of votes. Everyone else after that was at 3%. That's a reflection of how he handled things by keeping Florida open. So those are numbers any politician would kill for, and I think they were happy about it.
Well, there was one name that emerged yesterday that suddenly people are talking about. Hey, Ron DeSantis, look at that. When you look, they did the polling. They asked everybody in attendance if President Trump, former president, were running in 4 years, who would you support? A majority, 55%, said Donald Trump, and then Ron DeSantis, 21% said that they would support the governor of the great state of Florida. He did better than anybody. And then there was another poll. If Trump was not running in 2024, who would you support as a nominee? 43% said Ron DeSantis, 11% said Kristi Noem of South Dakota, and everybody else was in single digits. But nonetheless, look at the top two numbers. The ones in double digits are governors of states that were wide open.
That's exactly right. Tucker got my vote, guys. He was on both polls there.
You got to vote and report on it?
I did, yes. It's all rigged. They sent me the email.
Rigged.
I followed the link, and I voted in the straw poll. So I'm one of the voters. But I will say this: you nailed it, Steve, in your formulation. You know, why is it Governor DeSantis? Why is it Kristi Noem? Because COVID-19 and its effect on our lives is the game changer no one expected, and a true revealing moment of leadership. How you balance competing priorities? Do you lock it all down and crush businesses? Do you respect people enough to make them allow them to make personal choices? Those two governors there did that, and I think voters and certainly the base of the conservative side of the Republican Party really value the courage they showed in those moments. But again, first and foremost, Donald Trump, tripling, quadrupling both of them with support. He'll be the man that decides whether or not they get their shot at the top of the ticket.
Yeah, no one gets on that list. No one runs if he runs. Because all those people are supporters of the president, don't you think?
Correct. Absolutely correct. He is a field clearer if he decides, unless there's some unanticipated moment, which we've seen plenty of them where they've tried to write off the former president and it never has worked. This is his field if he wants it. Otherwise, if he were to bow out, holy cow, look out. There's a lot of people who might be throwing their name in the ring, including a congressman that's right here, a couple feet away from me, Jim Jordan somewhere. There's tons of names that'll be out there, should it not be Donald Trump.
Jim Jordan's going to be with us in 10 minutes.
Thank you so much,
That's
Pete.
right.
You did a great job.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
He's there on the Fox Nation set, so you can watch after CPAC, which will be hosted today by Tommy Lahren on the Fox Nation set around noon Eastern time. Fox Nation is the ultimate streaming service for the Fox fan, featuring original programming, events, and more with your favorite Fox personalities.
Right.
So join us today at foxnation.com.